How you doing, everyone? Uh, I had to make this. This is the second time me making this video because the other one was just way too loud. I get very animated and very passionate. Anyway, subject of the video, I was watching. Well, I love watching these things on failed relationships and women complaining about men and things like that. So the one I've just been watching is women complaining that men will not approach them anymore. I will tell you why I will not approach women anymore, and it's because of a YouTube video. It's been a while, but there is a YouTube video that I watched recently that you can all look up. Very easy to find. I think it was on TikTok originally, of a young blonde woman who was with her daughter in the car park. She starts the video by saying she just survived the most terrifying experience of her entire life because a man took 3 steps toward her and said hi in a car park. It's probably a busy car park. Um, Now she has freaked out and just gone, no, no, you do not approach me. Absolutely not. You do not approach her. Like she really lost her mind and got back in her car and made a TikTok video saying, you do absolutely do not approach a woman in a car park. That is the absolute wrong thing to do. That was the most terrifying thing that ever happened to me in my whole life. She believed it 100%. 100%. A lion could have taken one of her legs and somehow a guy simply approaching her in a car park was the most terrifying experience of her entire life. If the situation had possibly been changed, imagine that young woman tripped and bumped her head on her car. The guy could have been 20 feet away. She would have started screaming that he had assaulted her. She believed it. You could lie detect that woman. She would tell the lie detector that he violently approached her and assaulted her, and it would come up that she's telling the truth because she believes it. So that is a pretty good thing around, and that isn't even taking into consideration the entitlement and people expecting to pay for meals. In the workplace, you can't be nice to a woman without HR calling you into the office to say you're sexually harassing someone. It is simply too dangerous for men to approach women. I will not approach women because I like my freedom. I want to stay free. And now, when I see an attractive woman, I make a point not to look at them at all. If she's in gym clothes or in particularly revealing gear, I have covered my eyes so I cannot see her because I don't want them getting the wrong idea. I don't want them perhaps thinking maybe I'm objectifying them or anything, so I will literally pretend they do not exist to me at all because it's safer. It's safe. It is guaranteed safety for me because I'm tall. I'm quite muscular and I'm very loud. I get excited and I get loud. That is simply the way I am. I am never going to change who I am for anybody, though it's very difficult to take for almost everybody. So, what is the point of me talking to anyone? No one's ever going to be able to accept me for me. So, for my own safety, so that I don't inadvertently freak people out by simply being myself, I will not approach women ever again. If I am approached, I will. No, no, thank you. I don't feel comfortable talking, and I will move away because then I am safe. I understand that there are a lot of really amazing women out there, but I unfortunately will never get to talk to any of you because of the small percentage that is a very dangerous dice roll. If we get a crazy Karen, doesn't matter that we have done nothing wrong, the situation can be turned on us to such an extreme that we are arrested. We can face jail time. It just isn't worth the risk for us anymore? What is the point in approaching a woman if on one of the sides of the dice is written jail time? I'm not going to risk jail time for a date. I can go and buy my own dinner, and I will enjoy my dinner a lot more on my nice comfortable couch than I will in the dining hall of a prison, which, I hate to say it, is a real serious option now when approaching women. I realize it's the extreme, but unfortunately now, every single time I ever see an attractive woman that I may consider approaching, I am going to remember the young woman in the car park who believed the man simply approaching her was the most terrifying experience of her life. And I'm going to think to myself, you know what? She could be like her. The last thing I ever want to do is freak anybody out. So I'm just never going to approach anyone, because there's a chance, maybe it's a very small chance, but there is a chance that the woman I'm going to approach is just like that young lady in the car park. I'm not going to take the chance. It's not worth it. It isn't worth it. Even if the woman approaches me now, it isn't worth it. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to have to deal with police. I don't want to have to deal with screaming. I don't want to have to be made feel like a villain because I don't understand what's happened within the situation. And so often, because we don't understand, that's 10 times worse. Though the situation doesn't make any sense. It never made any sense. It's simply emotion screaming for validation, and the man is always the victim. I'm done being a victim. I'm not putting myself in the position to be anybody's victim ever again. I write stories. I write love stories, and I write characters that struggle and strive and fall in love and struggle with their own emotions and get validation from their partner, and they come across these huge challenges they overcome together. That is how I feel my love. That is how I express my love. I express it through my characters. And that is enough for me, because that is safe. I am never going to jail for writing an interaction of love, joy, hardship, anger, anything between my two characters or four characters, five. It does not matter. On the page, it is safe. And I am not risking my safety to validate somebody else's feelings. I don't want the women in this era. I want a partner. I want someone to share my life, not siphon from it, leech from it, and then try and cut half of it away when they leave. And for what? What do I get? I see no positives. I see only pain and compromise and sacrifice. For what? What do I get back? I take all these risks. I would rather take risks in my own life for myself, because they're well thought out and they're far easier to achieve. Risks in a relationship are never guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. It's the one guarantee currently is that we'll end miserably and we will suffer horrible pain. That's what this era has taught me about relationships. So the only advice I can give all the men in the world, no matter how good you are or how honest or how well raised, how respectful to women, it won't matter to the wrong one. You could be the perfect man, look like Tom Cruise, and it won't matter. It's just too dangerous. Best just to pretend they're not there at all. Sorry, all the amazing ladies, but I can't risk it. I won't risk it. Anyway, maybe everyone has a brighter view of this than I do, but I'm not unhappy. Not at all. I'm not happy, but I am free. And for most of my life, I felt trapped by the need to find a partner. And the moment I let that go, I became free. And I'm going to keep my freedom. Later all.